Last time we covered very important pastime, which is generally misunderstood, misrepresented. So I wanted to definitely talk about that pastime. Today we are going to talk about one very famous Leela of Krishna. What are the most famous Leelas of Krishna? Everybody knows about those. Govardhan Leela. Any other pastime which everybody knows, right, generally? Stealing butter. Kaliya Daman. Govardhan Leela. Ras Leela. No, but most famous kind of people everybody knows. Many people may not have heard about other pastime, Krishna killing Bakasura and Renukasura and all that, but
Most famous is stealing butter.
most famous stealing butter. Then Govardhan Leela, right? These are, everybody knows about these Leelas. Okay, so when we hear these Leelas, what should be our mood? Why we want to hear Krishna's Leelas? Clean up our anarthas. Go close to Krishna. Is everybody, can everybody hear me in the back? Do I need this? No? A little bit maybe. मैं यहाँ का वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दूँ मुझे प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा बाद में. Yeah, can reduce the volume little bit there, or you can move little bit Mataji. If somebody is sitting too close to the speaker, they can move little. Speaker in the sense, not this speaker, that speaker. Okay. So, today we'll talk about Krishna's Govardhan Leela, and purpose of hearing the Leela is to understand what are the lessons from that Leela for us to understand. What is the purpose of hearing? Well, I can speak about importance of hearing every time. Every time I can speak on what is the importance of hearing. Still, I don't think it goes inside us.
Because every time when you are listening something new, you are
Right.
learning.
Okay. So let's first invoke the mercy of Guru Parampara, mercy of the Lord. So we can be able to speak something and we can able to understand something. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeshatarini Namo Mahavedanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurache Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भवति नैष्टिकी सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्गे यं ब्रह्मवरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुत स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्त्वै वेदे सङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदे गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानवस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुसुरसुरगणा देवयः तस्मै नमः देवयः तस्मै नमः श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्ण So first of all, let's talk about little bit importance of hearing, Shravanam.
You last time you said that when we do the mala, so that you do such it out so that you can hear the sound. With hearing, it means you can see the imagination what is happening from your ear. From looking eyes, you cannot see, but you can imagine it.
Okay. So that is good point. I am talking about hearing. Hearing in the sense hearing Krishna Katha, hearing Hari Katha. When we come to the satsang program, what is the purpose of our coming here? Hearing. Right? So sometimes what happens is while we are sitting in the satsang, while we are hearing, we start to doze off. Or we are not paying attention. Sometimes our attention is going different places. Prabhu has come here alone and thinking, my wife, what she will be doing at home. Mata is sitting here alone thinking, my Prabhu, what will he be doing at home? But what will be the kids doing? So our mind, our thoughts are going on different topics, different thoughts. We are not paying proper attention. But when we hear actually what should be our goal, with rapt attention, to hear with rapt attention. If you miss something in between, the connection is lost. Especially when we are hearing Krishna Katha, when we are hearing particular pastime. Why Krishna lifted Govardhan? If you don't hear in between part, that Krishna stopped Indra's puja and what happened in between, and then Krishna lifted Govardhan. In between you missed all that part because you lost in your own thought, you went into some other meditation, so that connection is lost in between. So hearing with rapt attention, it's very important. You know how the hearing should be? When you are sitting here, we should not be just sitting like this, looking down, arms closed. You should be sitting attentively, looking up front on the speaker. As a calf looks on the cow. See, when the calf is hungry, what is calf doing? Calf is walking behind the mother. Wherever cow is going, calf is walking behind. And calf's attention is on the udder of the cow. This is the source of my nourishment. यहाँ से मुझे भोजन मिलेगा. तो जो बछड़ा है वो निरंतर अपनी माता के गाय के थनों की ओर देख रहा है. And same way, the speaker is like the cow, and all the audience is like the calf. For the calf to get the nourishment, they need to continuously look at the mouth of the speaker. It doesn't mean like, okay, look at the mouth of the speaker, he's looking very handsome and all that. सज के बैठते लोग बहुत सारे बड़ी बड़ी कथा करते हैं पूरा बड़ा बड़ा व्यासासन बना के. That is not the purpose. But the purpose is you should be very focused, very attentive while hearing. Then when the sound vibration enters into our ear, what does it do? The purpose of hearing is to cleanse our heart. When the sound vibration enters into our heart, Krishna says actually, not Krishna says directly, but Shukdev Goswami or the Sutta Goswami is explaining to all the sages what is the purpose, what is the benefit of hearing Krishna Katha. Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayastho Habhadrani Vidunoti Suhrit Satam. So Shunvatam Swakatham Krishna. When we hear the kathas of Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, which is very auspicious to hear, it enters into our heart and it cleanses the heart. Vidhunoti. So if we really want to cleanse our heart, we need to focus, be very focused while hearing about the glories of the Lord. And how many of you want to become free from the miseries of life? Everybody wants to get free from life, right? Misery of life. So Krishna Katha relieves one from the miseries of life. But sometimes what happens is while hearing Krishna Katha also we are thinking about misery. Right? We are thinking about problems. The purpose of hearing Krishna Katha is to become relieved from misery. Not to think about misery while hearing Krishna Katha. If you try to remember more of your problems, then it increases more. The goal should be, when you are sitting here hearing Krishna Katha, forget everything. किसी के घुटनों में दर्द हो रहा है, किसी को सांस लेने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, just forget everything. Actually, if you absorb yourself in hearing Krishna Katha, you will automatically forget all those problems. But when our mind is here and there, then all those problems come in. अरे बैठना बड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा है, अभी तो पीठ में दर्द हो रहा है, अभी घुटनों में दर्द हो रहा है. So all those problems, if you are not focused on hearing. And hearing is also very important because hearing is the first limb of our devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. What is the sequence of devotional service? Hearing, then chanting, then remembering, then rendering service. You know, we talk about about service. One should engage in service. One should engage in service. Sometimes devotees become completely upside down. They think, oh yes, I need to do service. They become too much focused on service. They forget other two important things: Shravanam and Kirtanam. Hearing, that's okay. I can do whenever I have some time, and while doing some other things, it's not as effective. You know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada created the system of morning Bhagavatam class, evening Bhagavad Gita class in temples every day. He said all the devotees should come attend the Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada could have said, oh, you do your service, no need to come Bhagavatam class, that's okay, you just keep doing your service. Prabhupada stressed on hearing every day. Hear Bhagavatam class, hear Bhagavad Gita class. Prabhupada said every day we are doing only once Bhagavatam class in a week, once Bhagavad Gita class in a week. Unless you are coming to temple every day. And that also is a big problem for us. Once a week attending Bhagavad Gita class, once a week attending Bhagavatam class. People think that's okay. Here, when we come here, we are not paying attention. We think later on I can hear recording. That's okay. Recording will be available. And later on, who hears? So Prabhupada said hearing is very important because without proper attentive hearing, one cannot render service also with proper mood. Right now, we may not realize that. We may think, why Prabhu is saying like that? I am doing my service very nicely. I am very much interested in my service. But it's not what I am saying, it's what Prabhupada said. Prabhupada has much more realization than what I have, what you have. Prabhupada said, if we don't hear properly, After some time, this Archa Vigraha Seva will become Galagraha. What is the meaning? After some time, this service will start, the service which we are rendering to the deities, it will start feeling like as a burden in the neck. मेरे गले के अंदर क्या बोझ डला हुआ है? Because if we don't hear properly, our consciousness start to go down, and then that same service starts to feel like a burden, or our same consciousness is not there in the service. We may be doing the service externally. Yes, I am doing my service, but we are not following the proper rules. We are not following the proper standards. We are not following all those process of cleanliness and that. We may think, oh, I am doing my service, but then service also should be by following all the rules and regulations. It's not that, okay, everything else is okay, just do your service. So Prabhupada said very clearly, hearing is the most important activity. So we need to balance with our service. Yes, we need to do our service because that is the result of hearing. Result of hearing is you want to engage in service. So you definitely want to engage in service, but we need to balance with our hearing, kirtanam and service. We don't want to become over fanatic with service also and skip other things. In that way we don't stay in process for long enough. You want to be consistent for much longer duration of time in devotional service. So hearing is a very, very important activity. See, when Shukdev Goswami heard, or Shukdev Goswami spoke, Parikshit Maharaj heard, all the sages have also assembled there. Why they have assembled there? To hear. Actually to assist Parikshit Maharaj in his hearing. Parikshit Maharaj is going to die in 7 days. He has got that curse and he has come there on the banks of Ganges. All the sages have come there to assist in Parikshit Maharaj's hearing, in Parikshit Maharaj's getting that deliverance. So Shukdev Goswami is speaking and Parikshit Maharaj is hearing. He is hearing with rapt attention. He is focusing, he is asking question. Whenever Shukdev Goswami says something, he immediately will say, can you please elaborate more, explain in a detailed manner. Why he is attentive? Why Shukdev Parikshit Maharaj is so attentive? Because he knows he is going to die in 7 days. Or we can say he has love for Krishna, so he is very much attracted to hearing about Krishna.
Another thing is that Parikshit Maharaj, just without the slokas, they understand. For us, we have to go inside and understand this.
Right. So Parikshit Maharaj, but he is hearing attentively, right? Why he is hearing? Because he knows. For me, these are the last 7 days, I need to get the most benefit out of this. But for us, what happens?
We don't know about it.
We think, मेरे पास बहुत टाइम है, अभी बाद में भी सुन लेंगे, इतनी क्या जल्दी है? आज ध्यान से नहीं सुना तो कल सुन लूंगा, कल नहीं सुना तो परसों सुन लूंगा, इतनी भी क्या जल्दी है रे, इतनी भी क्या जल्दी है? That is our problem. So we should hear every day as if this is your last day. Not to make you feel anxiety and all that. It's just to make the point. We should hear that attentively, thinking this is the last time I am hearing Krishna Katha. I need to get the essence. And another purpose of hearing is we want to develop love for Krishna. More we hear about Krishna, more our attraction for Krishna develops. So Prabhupada say right now, see, we have relationship with Krishna, we are the spark of Krishna, but right now that spark is very dim. Right, the fire which is inside us, it's very low. But as we hear, that spark kindles into big fire. And we re-establish our relationship with Krishna. More we hear, more we develop attraction for Krishna. Now all of you have heard Govardhan Leela so many times. You know Govardhan Leela. All of you know Kaliya Leela. Still, we want to hear. We want to hear again. We want to hear again. That is how the devotees develop attraction for hearing about Krishna. And the mood of hearing should be with Shraddha. Shraddhaya. with faith we should hear. Even if there are some doubts, those doubts will eventually go away as we keep hearing about Krishna. You may have some question today, you may not get the answer immediately today. But as you keep hearing, those doubts will be removed. And then hearing should be with self-endeavor. Then it is beneficial. Hearing should be with self-endeavor, not by force. आपको कोई जबरदस्ती उठा के ले आया आपके घर से पकड़ के, चलो सत्संग में चल के बैठो, सुनना है 1 घंटा बैठ के अभी. It should not be like that. When you are coming with your own interest, when you show that interest, yes, I want to hear. Today, I want to go and hear. I don't want to miss. I don't want to skip. If I miss, it's gone. Then the connection is lost. Otherwise, you can hear many different things, bits and pieces here and there. You go on YouTube, you can hear bits and pieces here and there. Some part of Bhagavatam from one place, some other part of, कहीं से हाथ पकड़ लिया, कभी से टांग पकड़ लिया, कहीं से सर पकड़ लिया उसका. It doesn't benefit us. So that's why hearing in sequence in a proper systematic way is very important. And that also is beneficial when you hear with your own self-endeavor. अपनी खुद की इच्छा से, determination से, then it is beneficial. Right. So, जैसे बोलते ना, भागते चोर की लंगोटी से ही. So if there is no other possibility, then yes, we have to hear, make use of virtual things. But when we have in-person program, we should make our endeavor to come here in person, sit. Sitting in the association of devotees and hearing is very important. Why the sages assembled there? Just remember. Why the sages assembled there with Parikshit Maharaj? Because hearing in association of others is beneficial. If you are hearing by yourself that, okay, I will put a lecture on YouTube, I will hear. First of all, you keep doing your 10 different things and put a lecture there. Yes, hearing, something is going in, but it's not as effective. इसलिए बोलते हैं जब आप सामने बैठ के सुनते हो, at the same time, and if you are listening even at the same time virtually, it is 1/10 of an effect. And if you hear later on, that is 1/100th of an effect. So that's why hearing, coming in person and hearing is very important.
Hearing from somebody in the Guru Parampara, shouldn't that be the first item in the list?
Yes.
You can hear it from so many sources that we have now, but hearing it from a trusted source, the reliable source,
Yes.
that should be number one item.
Yeah. So hearing, so we are saying hearing, so hearing also, what type of hearing it should be, right? So that is further subcategories. So we are saying hearing is important, but hearing also from whom to hear. Hearing from a reliable source, authorized source. We'll come to that point during the Katha also. I will make that point because before we enter into Govardhan Leela, there is another pastime which happened between Krishna stealing the clothes of gopis and between Govardhan Leela. That is delivering the wives of the Brahmanas. So where did we end it? Krishna stealing the clothes of gopi. Where did it end? If you heard in person, it ended at a different place. If you heard the recording, it ended at a different place. In-person class was in English, recording was in Hindi. So I'm giving you the differences. Because when I recorded for the Hare Krishna TV, it was in a different flow and I ended at a different point. So after Krishna returned the clothes of gopis, Krishna went away. Right? Krishna took his gopa friends and Krishna went to the forest. Krishna, it was a hot summer season and Krishna came under a tree. How many of you heard that part? If you heard the recording, you may have heard that. If not, then no. So Krishna came under a tree. Looking at the tree, Krishna started glorifying that tree. Now generally we say, what is the life of a tree? It is just standing there. It is because of his previous sinful activity, he has got this form of life as a tree, immovable. Right? He is just standing there. Winter or summer, snow or wind, whatever condition it is, just standing there. But Krishna is glorifying the tree. How wonderful the life of the tree is. Why? Because tree is giving benefit to everybody. Tree gives his leaves for others' benefit. Tree gives his fruit for others' benefit. Tree gives his flower for others' benefit. Tree even gives his trunk, his wood for others' benefit. People come take shelter under a tree. So many birds come, they make nest in the tree. So it acts as a residence for those birds. And whatever is the pulp of the tree, sometimes some liquidy thing come out, right? Some sap. That is also beneficial. So everything of the tree is beneficial for others. The tree is giving benefit to everybody. How wonderful, how glorious the life of tree is. Every living entity in this material world should act in that way. So Krishna is saying this to all the Gopa boys. Krishna is glorifying the tree. That everybody should act from their birds, from their mind, from their body, from their intelligence, with their wealth. They should try to serve others, help others. And we don't want to take this in a negative way, in a way that, okay, I need to do social work, so feed the poor and all that. That's good, but ultimately we need to understand what is the best type of charity. Everybody knows what is the best type of charity.
Spreading Krishna, spreading whatever, Krishna life.
Spreading the message of Krishna. Spreading the glories of Krishna. Giving Krishna Katha. That is the most important type of charity. And when we spoke about the glories of Radharani, I mentioned one verse which is like the stamp given by Radharani. Right? It is a certification given by Radharani. What is the most charitable activity? What is most important charity? Tav katha amritam tapta jivanam. So she is saying, people who are spreading the glories of Krishna, speaking Krishna Katha, they are the most charitable people. सबसे उदार लोग हैं. Okay, so coming to our topic now. So Krishna is glorifying the tree. After that, all the cowherd boys who were assembled there that time, they all felt very hungry. So all the Gopas, they were feeling very hungry. They addressed Krishna. Hey Krishna, hey Balram, you have killed so many demons. Please kill this demon of hunger also, which is troubling us. The demon of hunger in our stomachs, which is troubling us. Please kill this demon of hunger also. So Krishna spoke to the Gopa boys. That you see that cloud getting up, that smoke getting up. There are some Brahmanas residing there who are performing some yajna. So you please go there to those Brahmanas. Please do not tell that I have sent you. Do not ask on my name. Ask on the name of Balram. Because I am a Vaishya. But Balram, he is a Kshatriya. So don't ask on my name that Krishna is asking for some food. Ask on the name of Balram. So go to those Brahmanas who are performing yajna and ask some bhat from them. Because when a yajna is performed, there is so many preparations done. And ask them for some food. So the Gopa boys, very obedient, they bent to the Brahmanas who were engaging in the yajna. So all the Brahmanas, they are taking the oblations, putting in the fire. Om Swaha, Om Swaha, Om Swaha. So the cowherd boys, they went to the Brahmanas. Very humbly they spoke to the Brahmanas. Oh dear Brahmanas, you are like the gods on earth. This is how Brahmanas are addressed. Brahmanas are considered as gods on earth. There are demigods in Swarga, and Brahmanas are their representative. They are considered gods on earth. So they address very humbly, oh gods on earth, we have come on the order of Krishna to ask that Balramji is very hungry. Please give us some food. So what did Krishna say? Go, ask from Brahmanas, but ask on the name of Balram. So boy said, we have come on the order of Krishna, but to ask for Balramji. Please give us some food. The Brahmanas, they were engaged in this yajna. They did not even look at the boys. They completely ignored the boys. Who are these boys? We are high-class Brahmanas. We are engaged in yajna. Why should we look at these boys? So these Brahmanas, they completely ignored. They even didn't pay attention that boys are asking for Krishna and Balram. They are hungry. These Brahmanas, what were their situation? Shukdev Goswami says, actually, even though they are a very learned Brahmanas, but they are just like a foolish child who doesn't even know what is the essence of the scriptures. Even though externally they are chanting big mantras, but they even don't know who is Yajnapati. What is the essence of all the scriptures? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 5:29. Anybody knows that shloka? Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. What is next? Suhrida sarva bhutanam yatvamam shantim rachati. I am the enjoyer of all the yajna. I am the beneficiary of all the sacrifices. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. I am the controller of all the planetary system. I am the friend of all. Suhrida sarva bhutanam yatvamam shantim rachati. One who knows me attain peace. See, these Brahmanas were engaging in the fire sacrifice for some desires. They had some desires. What was their desire? They wanted to attain Swarga. They wanted to elevate themselves to heavenly planets. Now, first of all, is that a very intelligent goal of life to go to Swarga? Like many people have that goal. We want to elevate ourselves to Swarga. Swarga mil jaye. See, even though people want to go to Swarga, but still nobody want to die. लोग बोलते हैं हमें स्वर्ग जाना है, हमें स्वर्ग जाना है. उनको बोलो ठीक है आज ही मरो, तुम्हें स्वर्ग लेके जाते हैं. How many of you will be ready to die? So these Brahmanas are performing yajna. They want to elevate themselves to Swarga. They don't know. The Swarga is not the ultimate destination. Krishna, he can give his mercy, he can take us to Goloka Dham. And Krishna says, Aham kratur, aham yajna, swadham aham oshadham, mantro aham evyajya, aham agnir, aham bhutam. Pita ahamasya jagato, mata dhata pitamaha, vedyam pavitram omkara, rikasam yayurevacha. When somebody performs yajna, what all different things are needed to perform a yajna? There is a yajna kund, there is a fire in the yajna, there is an oblation which is given in the yajna, there is that spoon which is used for putting oblations, and the person who is putting the oblations, he says, I am everything. Krishna says, Aham kratur, I am the ritual of performing the yajna. I am the yajnapati. I am the beneficiary also of the yajna, and I am everything actually. Everything is coming from Krishna. And then ultimately, Pitahamasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha. I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandsire of this whole universe. And all the Vedas, they come from me. Rik Sam Yayur Evacha. But still, somebody, because their goal is different, they are not trying to attain Krishna, they are trying to attain something of this world, they miss Krishna. So these Brahmanas were a little proud of their qualification, of their high birth. And they ignored these Brahmanas. So this whole Leela represents the pride because of our high birth, because of our education, because of our qualification. So these Brahmanas also represent most of us also, or most of the people. We are not able to dedicate ourselves to Krishna. We are not able to dedicate ourselves to a place from where we are getting all the knowledge, from where we are getting everything. So these Brahmanas thought, ignore these boys, let's continue our yajna. So boys came back to Krishna when the Brahmanas did not answer their prayers.
So at that time, sorry, at that time when the Brahmanas started coming, that time there was no Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita.
Why not? All the teaching is there.
Bhagavatam, Bhagavad
See,
Gita is in the end.
Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we cannot say it came only 5,000 years ago. It is re-spoken at that time, but the knowledge exists. It is not there in a printed form. Yes, same Bhagavatam is not there in front of you in a printed form, but the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is still there. How it is being received with the Guru-disciple parampara, Guru-shishya parampara. We cannot say that knowledge did not exist. Knowledge has existed in one form or another. One form or another form, it is there.
Yeah, for our understanding is correct, but the previous was during that past time. At that time, it was not written Bhagavatam.
That's why I'm saying
It may be there in the palm, no?
it is not there in the written form.
Again told, that is actually told in the
See, we say yes, Bhagavatam in this particular form, how Vyasadeva was composed at that time, but still all the knowledge of the scripture, all the knowledge of the Vedas, the essence of Veda, it is there. All the knowledge is still there.
Even before Vyasadeva.
Yeah. Vedas, all this knowledge has been existing from time immemorial. Krishna has created all this knowledge and passed down through Brahma and all that disciplic succession. So the knowledge has ever existed.
Yeah, from beginning, four Vedas.
So I will request if you keep your questions to the end. Otherwise the flow will not come. Right? The flow will not come. So the boys were completely ignored and the boys came back to Krishna. They told Krishna that we could not bring anything back for you. We were sent by you and Balramji to get some food from the Brahmanas, but we came empty-handed. All we have brought is some smoke which we have inhaled from that yajna while the time we were standing there. And the boys were very angry. So, from the Brahmanas' point of view, what was their situation? They are trying to please the Lord, but at the same time they are ignoring the Lord. Right? The personal message came. See, it was very clearly told who is Krishna. They have heard the pastimes of Krishna. Yes, they may not exactly know, as all the Brajavasis, they don't consider Krishna as God. But they have heard about the glories of Krishna. At least the Brahmanas, the ordinary person doesn't know. But the Brahmanas, they know who Krishna is. Garga Muni, he also knew who Krishna is. Right? When he did Krishna's naming ceremony, he knew who Krishna is. So same way Brahmanas also know that for our deliverance Lord has appeared. But they are ignoring because their intelligence is covered up. And another reason is, which Acharya has described, they have fear of Kamsa also. That Kamsa's spies may be here. And if Kamsa is sending Asuras to kill Krishna, to attack on Krishna many times, if Kamsa come to know that we are serving Krishna, we are helping him, we are giving him food, Kamsa may become angry at us and Kamsa may punish us. So that was another reason. Out of fear of Kamsa, they did not respond to Krishna. But overall, how their situation is, it is like the child is missing his father. The father has gone on his duty. Let's say father works in army or something, he has gone on his duty. And the child behind at his home is always missing his father. He is looking at the photo of the father, talking to the father, thinking when you will come back, when you will come back. And one day father on vacation, he comes home. He is ringing the doorbell. And the child is busy talking to the picture of the father. He is not even opening the door. So that is the situation. The Brahmanas, they are trying to please the Lord. They are performing the yajna. When the Lord has personally come or sending his representative asking for food, they are not even paying attention. So boys came back, they complained to Krishna, we did not get anything. They were very angry actually. And Krishna started laughing. Looking at those boys, Krishna started laughing. Beggars cannot be choosers. Do not be angry. If you did not get anything, don't get angry. Because you went to beg that give us some food. If they did not give, why you should get angry? It's just like there are so many beggars sitting outside the temple, right? In India especially, you see that scene is very common. There are so many beggars are there, or you are driving in your car on red light, you stop so many beggars, people who are standing on that red light, they will come knocking on the glass of your window and please give us something. And you ignore them completely. And did they start cursing you? Should they start cursing, oh, you did not give us, you go to this and that, and they just become angry. That's not how they should behave. You are begging. If the person gave, well and good. If he did not give, it's okay. You move on, you ask somebody else. So Krishna says, do not get angry. Ultimately, we are beggars. So you did not get from the Brahmanas, I send you to a different place. So you go back at the houses of the Brahmanas and ask their wives, please, Krishna and Balram, they have come to the forest, they are very close by your hermitage and they are very hungry. You ask the Brahmana Patnis. Now why Krishna is doing this Leela? First of all, he wants to teach that lesson to the Brahmanas. He wants to show how somebody, because of their pride, they ignore the Lord. And at the same time, Krishna knows the wives of the Brahmanas, they have so much love for him. They are his great devotees and Krishna want to deliver Brahmana Patnis, give his personal audience to those Brahmana Patnis. So the boys went to the houses of the Brahmanas. Now they have, when the yajna is performed, there so much cooking is done, right, for offering. So the Brahmana Patnis, they have made so many different preparations to be swallowed, to be drank, to be chewed, to be eaten, all 4 varieties of food stuff. And they are nicely dressed for yajnas. So these boys go to the Brahmana Patnis and tell them, my dear mothers, Krishna and Balram, they are very close by and we all are very hungry. We have come to ask for some food. And as soon as the Brahmana Patnis heard this, what was their reaction? They picked up everything, whatever all the preparations they have done. How they picked up? जौन से बर्तनों में जो बनाया था, जिस हांडी में जो बनाया था, जिस पतीले में जो बनाया था, पूरा का पूरा सब उठा के अपने सरों पे रखकर चल पड़े. ऐसा नहीं है कि कृष्ण बलराम कुछ गोपा बॉयज आए हैं तो प्लेट में थाली सजाएंगे, कटोरी में थोड़ा थोड़ा डालेंगे, लेट्स टेक द प्लेट. दे जस्ट पिक्ड अप एवरीथिंग. अपने पूरे पतीले हांडियां सब उठाया and they started going. Even their husbands, their fathers, their mothers, their brothers, their sons, they tried to stop them. They did not care about anything. Krishna and Balram has come. And it is our good fortune. We have got the opportunity to see them personally. So they left everything and started going. Now gopis, how these wives of Brahmanas developed so much love for Krishna? How do they know about Krishna?
From the gopis.
Because they have heard about Krishna. They have never seen Krishna so far. They have never seen Krishna so far, but they have heard about Krishna from many sources. When they go sometime for shopping, right, to get some grains, for some fruit, some vegetables, or the gopis will come selling their products. Doodh le lo, dahi le lo, makhan le lo, and they keep saying Govind le lo, makhan chor le lo. So they have spoken about Krishna because while doing their things, the gopis, the Brajbasis, they cannot stop speaking about Krishna. They are always talking about Krishna. Krishna is like this, Krishna is like that, Krishna did this, Krishna did that. So they have heard about Krishna. They have developed so much attraction from Krishna, for Krishna. That's what I was telling in the beginning. When we keep hearing about Krishna, we develop that attraction. As this Brahmana Patnis have developed, as Rukmini Devi had developed. Rukmini had never heard about, have never seen Krishna, but she had heard about Krishna, and she developed the desire. शादी करूंगी तो कृष्ण से करूंगी, right? So because she had heard about Krishna, So these Brahmana Patnis, they took everything, keeping on their heads, they walked towards where Krishna was in the forest. As they came closer there where Krishna was, Krishna, dressed in yellow garments, beautifully decorated with one mala, peacock feather on his forehead, alkavali coming on his face, right? Gungrale बाल, जुल्फे गुंगराली जुल्फे क्या है? मुख के ऊपर आ रही हैं. They saw Krishna from little far away. Krishna was strolling, carrying his flute in the hand. Krishna was just moving around on the banks of Yamuna. So they saw Krishna from far away, and they took Krishna inside their heart, through their ears, through their eyes. And as they came close to Krishna, Krishna turned. Krishna saw all these Brahmana Patnis. Krishna welcomed them. Welcome, welcome. I know you are all great devotees, and today you have come personally to serve me. Please have a seat, sit down. So all the Brahmana Patnis, they sat down, they fed Krishna, Balram and all the Gopa boys. And after that, what did Krishna say? So now you have come, you have seen me, you have fed me, you have served me. Now you all should go back to your homes. And words of Krishna were like breaking the hearts of these Brahmana Patnis. We have left everything. We don't want to go back. We have rejected everything now. We don't want to go back. Why you are asking us to go back? And now we have rejected our father, mother, brother, husband, sons. Who will accept us? Please do not be so harsh and ask us to go again. And Krishna said, it will not be appropriate for you to stay here in my association like this, which will not be appreciated by anybody. And first of all, you should go home to your husbands, because your husbands are performing the yagyas, and the success of yagya depends on presence of wife also, because husband and wife together, they have to do purnahuti. As a grihastha, when somebody perform a yagya, wife's presence is very much needed. Any pastime you know?
Ram.
Lord Ramachandra, right? Lord Ramachandra, when was performing Ashwamedh Yagya, Lord Ram was told, you have to bring your wife. Without wife, you cannot perform Yagya. So either you remarry. And what did Lord Ram say? I'm not going to remarry. This is my Ek Patni Vrata. And Sita is not going to come back right now. So he made Swarna Sita out of gold. And that Sita was kept on the side of Ramachandra. So husband and wife both need to perform the yagya together. Then they get the benefit of that yagya. So you should go back to your husbands who are performing yagya so they can complete their yagya. But they will not accept us now. We rejected them. We did not stop. They tried to stop us. Krishna says, no, rest assured, nobody will raise any finger at you. They will all accept you. I will personally tell them. And even the demigods, they will be the witness of this, that you are all very pure. Nobody will say anything. You please go back. So all the Brahmana Patnis, they came back on the instructions of Krishna. And all the Brahmanas, they did not say anything. They completely accepted. They said, we are so full. Our wives are so wonderful. They are great devotees of the Lord. We could not appreciate the presence of Krishna nearby. We could not serve Krishna. But our wives have got that opportunity to see Krishna, to serve Krishna. So we are feeling proud. We are the husband of these wonderful women. Actually, we were pride of our higher birth. We thought we are big Brahmanas, born in a high class family. We recite the Vedas, we recite the mantras, we are doing big yagyas. And these women, they do not know anything. They are just simple householder wives, women. But they are the great devotees of the Lord. Because of them, we will also get mercy of Krishna. In the world also we see, sometimes we get this mentality. We do not appreciate presence of Krishna. We do not appreciate the devotees. We don't want to take shelter, surrender to devotees. Somebody think, I am a Brahmana, I am a born Brahmana. How can I accept somebody as a guru who belongs to another caste or creed or another this thing? But In spiritual life, it all does not matter. What matters? Who can be considered as a qualified guru? Who has love for Krishna? Who understands Krishna? Who was guru of Mirabai? Was it some big class Brahmana? Who was guru of Mirabai? Anybody know the name?
One shoemaker or what?
Yeah, one shoemaker. What is the name? Nobody? Raidas. And
What is the name of
Raidas. So who was the now guru of our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Was he a very learned person, very scholarly person? Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. He is not a learned person, he is illiterate. He doesn't know to read, to write. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he was a scholarly person. He helped his father translate many books, Vedas, and he created that Jyotish Panchanga and all also. But Bhakti Siddhanta, even though he is a scholarly person, he took Diksha from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, who was illiterate, materially illiterate. Why? What was the qualification of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji? Because he was a great devotee of the Lord. So, all these external things does not matter. We should not block ourselves or keep tying to our conditioning. Oh, why? How can I do this? How can I do that? We should leave all those external things and take shelter of Krishna. See, for us, whom should we give most importance? We have many different places to go, many different places to hear from. But whom should we give most credit? Let's say I'm saying we are follower of Prabhupada, right? We are following ISKCON. I can say at least about myself. And there are many other organizations who are teaching, who are providing knowledge. There are many different organizations. But when we come to one process, when we learn from that one institute, we need to give our commitment, our dedication towards that. Even though somebody else, okay, I don't care how wonderful that may be. I have surrendered myself here. I have given my commitment here. I have got the best, most out from this place. I was nowhere. I did not know anything. This is the place from where I learned. I heard about Krishna. I learned about Krishna. I developed some attraction about Krishna. So this place is most important for me. For a son, his father is most important. His mother is most important. There may be other person, other man or a woman who may be lot of qualities, another woman who is very beautiful, but for the child, his mother is best. His mother is most important. वो ये नहीं बोल रहा अरे मेरी माता तो सुंदर नहीं है देखने में, वो माता जी बड़े सुंदर लग रहे हैं, उनको मैं अपनी माता बना लेता हूँ. Is that logic? So for him, his mother is most important. She is the most beautiful, most important person in the whole world. It's the same way for us, who is most important. I don't care other organizations, they are doing wonderful, whatever they are doing, it's good. For me, this is the most important place. Everything I have got from here. I was nothing. I got all the learnings from this place. So until we get to that point, to that dedication, to that commitment, we cannot make progress. I can give you in writing. So the Brahmanas, they were very thankful to their wives. Because of that, we are also getting mercy of Krishna. They had the desire, maybe we should also go now, take darshan of Krishna. Still, they did not go. They did not have the courage to go still. Why? Because the fear is there in the mind. Fear of Kamsa. Fear that we did not appreciate Krishna's presence earlier. But this whole pastime, what does it teaches us? To receive the mercy of Krishna, we just need simplicity in the heart. We need to give up our pride because of all these external things, external qualifications. So that is the wonderful Leela, delivering the wives of Brahmana. And then comes the glorious Govardhan Leela. So after describing this pastime, now Shukdev Goswami, he stopped Katha. He stopped Katha in between and he started telling Parikshit Maharaj. Why did he stop Katha? What is he telling? See, this up to this point, how much time has passed? This is almost like 6th day when this Katha is going on. Right? This when it reached to 10th canto, that's about 6th day from when they started. Parikshit Goswami is hearing continuously, Shukdev Maharaj is speaking continuously. But all of a sudden, Shukdev Goswami stopped Katha and he said, and he started praying for Parikshit Maharaj. As Lord Krishna protected the residents of Braja, may the Lord protect Parikshit Maharaj in the same way. And when did Krishna protect the residents of Braja? Then he start about speaking this Govardhan Leela. A big danger came on Braja. How? One day Krishna got up in the morning. You want to hear this Katha in a big detail or you want to hear condensed summary? It's almost 1 o'clock. How long you want to sit here? It depends on that. Should I go in detail or should I do condensed summary? Part 1, part 2? Yeah. Okay, so we'll do up to certain part today and then maybe try to complete next time. So Krishna, he got up one day in the morning and Krishna saw sab pura halchal hai ghar pe. Everywhere in whole Vrindavan there is very big movement is going on. Everybody is walking here and there. Somebody is bringing wood, somebody is bringing milk, somebody is bringing rice, somebody is bringing grain, somebody is decorating something, somebody is doing something. तो पूरा सब चहल पहल है. Sambhrama. The word used is Sambhrama. Brahman means movements, right? Walking here and there. Sam means collectively. And Sambhrama also is a different meaning. Brahma means illusion. Sama means collectively. Collectively, everybody is in illusion. So Krishna says everybody is so much busy, they are doing something here and there, some preparation is going on. And it is kind of day of Diwali. They are preparing something and Krishna approached Yashoda Mai. Maiya, what is happening? Everybody is doing something, बड़ा हलचल है, बड़ा उत्सव जैसा लग रहा है, क्या चल रहा है? Yashoda said, I am very busy, don't disturb me. Go ask your Baba. Go to Nanda Maharaj, you ask him. And Krishna went to Nanda Maharaj. Baba, what is going on? I see everybody is so busy, they are doing something or other. And Nanda Baba was also very busy. Krishna, don't disturb me, I am very busy. Go ask your mom. Ask your Maiya. Yashoda Maiya is sending to Nanda Baba is sending to Yashoda. So they are just sending. Krishna held the hand of Nanda Baba. Baba, please tell me what is going on. Hey, one should not hide from their family member. Krishna says, I am your dear son, you should not hide anything from me. Please tell me what is going on. Is there some yajna preparation is going on? For whom is this yajna being performed? How this yajna is going to be performed? What is the result of this yajna? Is this yajna as per the shastras or is this as per some people's concoction, लौकिक धारणा के हिसाब से? ये यज्ञ शास्त्रों के आधार पर है कि लोगों ने ऐसी परंपरा बना रखा है, लौकिक है. And if you don't do this yajna, what will happen? So Krishna is already asking. And so he knows he's going to stop the yajna. And he's asking, if you don't do this yajna, what will happen? Nanda Baba, when he heard all these questions of Krishna, Nanda Baba started telling, we are performing this yajna for Indra, to please Indra, for satisfaction of Indra. Because everything in this life we get is because of mercy of Indra. इंद्र की कृपा से सब कुछ प्राप्त होता है. इंद्र बारिश करता है, बारिश से घास उगता है, गाय घास खाती है, तब जाके गाय के अंदर दूध आता है. एंड वी आर मिल्कमैन. हम लोग तो गोपाल हैं. वी आर ऑल गोपाल. So our whole sustenance is because of Indra. So to give him due credit, we are worshipping Indra. Whatever we get because of mercy of Indra, same ingredients we are using to perform this yajna. What are the ingredients used? All the milk product, doodh, dahi, makhan, sandesh and all that. So all these milk products, that's what is being offered in the yajna, and all the food grains which grow because of the rain. So Krishna has asked for whom this yajna is performing. This yajna is being performed for Indra. How are you performing? What are the different objects being used? So all same items which are produced because of mercy of Indra, we are using those to serve Indra. Now is this yajna mentioned in scripture or is this lौकिक? तो नंद हमारे मेरे पिताजी भी यज्ञ करते थे, उनके पिताजी भी यज्ञ करते थे, उनके पिताजी भी करते थे, तो ये तो कुल की परंपरा चली आ रही है, ये तो हमारे कुल की परंपरा है. How can we stop this? And what will happen if you don't do this yajna? We are doing this yajna every year, so how do I know what happens if we don't do this yajna? And Krishna, he started telling Nanda Maharaj, actually you don't need to perform this yajna for Indra. Why are you performing this yajna for Indra? You are saying Indra is giving the rain. Actually it's not because of Indra. In this world, whatever we get, it's because of our own karma. Now Krishna started giving karma mimamsa philosophy. It's like a atheistic philosophy.
Right.
Why? Because Krishna had two purposes behind that. We'll discuss that. So Krishna started giving karma mimamsa philosophy that everything in this world, whatever we get is because of our own karma. इस संसार में किसी को सुख आता है तो अपने कर्म की वजह से, किसी को दुख आता है तो अपने कर्म की वजह से, किसी को यश मिलता है तो अपने कर्म की वजह से, अपयश मिलता है तो अपने कर्म की वजह से, किसी का जन्म किसी पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में होता है, that is because of his own karma. So everything is because of our own karma. So we should just focus on our karma. काम ही पूजा है. That's the philosophy Krishna is giving. And in this world many people go with that philosophy, right? काम ही पूजा है. Work is worship. लोगों ने दुकान के बाहर लिखा होता है, पता क्या लिखा होता है? Sometimes people write outside their shop or on the factories, what they say? Our shop is our temple and the customers are our God. हमारी फैक्ट्री हमारा मंदिर है और इसमें काम करने वाले ही हमारे भगवान हैं.
Many schools have that punchline as well.
Yeah. काम ही पूजा है. That's why people think हमें तो अपना काम करना है, अपना काम करना है. Doing karma and karma, that is two different things actually. Karma yoga and karma, just activity, they are two different things. So Krishna said everything happens because of our own karma. If we do our good karma, we are all Gopal. We are just serving the cows, we are taking care of the cows. And this rain, actually this is all natural process. समुद्र का जल भाप बन के उड़ता है, उसका बादल बनता है, बादल से बारिश होती है. इसमें इंद्र कहां से आ गया? What is the role of Indra? This is all happening because of nature. It's all natural phenomena. इसमें तो प्रकृति का हाथ है. And this prakriti is made of three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. Some people act under the mode of goodness, some people act under mode of passion, some people act under mode of ignorance. And because of their own action, they get their karmic reaction. If Indra was giving something, what kind of God is he? He is not even intelligent. कैसा देवता है इंद्र? उसके पास तो बुद्धि नहीं है. अगर इंद्र बारिश डाल रहा है, sometime the rain happen on the river also, sometime rain happen on the ocean also. Do they need water? They already have so much water. Why the rain will happen on the ocean or the river? So the devata for whom you are performing this yajna, he is not even intelligent. So forget about Indra. You don't need to do worship of Indra. Actually, whatever we are getting, everything is because of Govardhan. So this rain happens, which is natural phenomena, and the Govardhan is providing all the grass, all the trees, all the fruits and vegetables which are growing here. The cows go and they eat grass from there. That's how the cows are nourished. So for us, Govardhan is most important. Rather than worshipping Indra, you should worship Govardhan. And I'm telling you, Govardhan is more powerful. My Devata Govardhan, you can see him. Have you ever seen Indra? So Krishna is giving all these arguments to Nanda Baba. Have you ever seen your Indra, your Devata? He is not even intelligent, first of all. And then have you seen him? See, I'm telling you, you go worship Govardhan, you can see him. And he will accept all your offerings. Now, why Krishna is doing this? Let's understand that. Why Krishna is speaking this philosophy to not worship the demigod Indra and rather worship Govardhan. Twofold. One reason, Krishna is thinking, आगे चल के मुझे भगवद गीता का ज्ञान देना है. I'm going to speak this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. In that I'm going to give the essence that worship of these demigods is less intelligent. People who are worshipping the demigods, they are not very intelligent. And the result of demigod worship is temporary, it's not permanent. And one should not worship the demigod, one should surrender to the Supreme. And I'm going to give this knowledge to Arjuna. पर यहाँ तो मेरे घर वाले ही देवी देवताओं की पूजा में लगे हुए हैं. My father, he himself is worshipping Indra. पहले तो अपने पिताजी को ही समझाना पड़ेगा. First I have to stop him from worshipping Indra. And then Krishna wanted to engage them in the worship of Govardhan. Why? Because, see, Krishna has personally appeared. He is the Supreme Lord. And when the Lord comes, everybody should worship the Lord. But in Braja, nobody accepts Krishna as God. They accept Krishna as their family member. ये मेरा पुत्र है, ये मेरा सखा है, ये मेरा भ्राता है. So everybody is having that relationship with Krishna. If Krishna tell also somebody, मैं भगवान हूँ, मेरी पूजा करो, तो क्या बोलेंगे? अरे सारे तू चाहता हम तेरी पूजा करें. They refer to Krishna like that. गाली दे के बोलते हैं. सारे means साले. अरे सारे तू चाहता हम तेरी पूजा करें, कौन है तू? So nobody is going to take Krishna seriously. So Krishna says, let me engage them in my worship indirectly, otherwise they will get offense. And who is Govardhan? Govardhan is also form of Krishna only. Krishna is going to accept all those offerings in the form of Govardhan, as we hear later in the Leela. How Govardhan manifested. How did Govardhan come? Govardhan actually emanated from the heart of Krishna in the form of a stone. And then it grew and grew and grew like a big mountain. And Govardhan, he is also considered as best of the devotees of Krishna. Haridas Varya. Hari Das means servant of the Lord. Varya means greatest. सारे जितने भक्त हैं उसमें से गोवर्धन श्रेष्ठ हैं. That is how Govardhan is addressed. And how Govardhan came in this material world, when Krishna told Radharani that we will be appearing in this material world, we will be doing our Leela, so you have to come and assist me in my pastime. But Radharani said, I am not going to material world. Unless these three things also manifest in material world. What are these three things? Yamuna, the whole Goloka Dham, and Govardhan. If these three things manifest in the material world, only then I am coming. Otherwise I am not coming. So Krishna said, don't worry. All these three things they have already manifested in material world. So Goloka Dham has come as Bhuloka. Right? Bhuloka, Goloka. And then Yamuna is also there. And the Govardhan has manifested in this material world. Govardhan appeared as a mountain, as a son of the king of mountains, Dronachala, in Himalayas. Govardhan appeared there, and once one sage, his name is the name of that sage? Poo, I think Latsya. Starts with P. See. Yeah, Pulatsya Rishi. So once Pulatsya Rishi, he went to Dronachala, that I want a good place where I can do my meditation, where I can do my sadhana. I need some mountain which has nice caves, nice everything, nice trees and everything. So please give me one mountain which I can take with me, where I can do my sadhana. So Dronachala showed many mountains. ये देखिए ये पहाड़ बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत सुंदर है. इसके अंदर अच्छे अच्छे वृक्ष हैं, अच्छे अच्छे गुफाएं हैं, अच्छी अच्छी कंदराएं हैं. You take this mountain. And Pulatsa did not like. He showed another mountain. You take this one. Pulatsa didn't like. Then Pulatsa saw this one mountain, Govardhan. Oh, this mountain is very beautiful. I want to take this mountain with me. And Govardhan, he did not want to go with Pulatsa. And Pulatsa, when he said, no, this is very beautiful mountain. I want to take this with me to Varanasi. That's where Pulatsa was residing. He said, in Varanasi, it's all flat. There is no mountain. I need a mountain there where I will reside in that mountain area. So Govardhan did not want to go, but he did not want to offend Pulatsa also. साधुओं से लोग पंगा लेना नहीं चाहते. गुस्से हो गए तो अब श्राप दे दिया तो क्या करेंगे. So Govardhan said, I have one condition. Only with one condition I will go. You cannot put me down anywhere on the way. If you keep me down, I will just stay there. After that, I will not move. Pulatsa said, no problem. So Pulatsa, with his mystic power, he lifted Govardhan. And he started taking Govardhan to go to Varanasi. But on the way, as Pulatsa passed over Brajdham, Vrindavan, Govardhan did not want to move away from that place. Lord is going to come and he is going to do his Leela, and I am going to serve in his Leela. So Govardhan wanted to stay there. He became, or basically all of a sudden, nature call, urge for using restroom came to Pulatsa Rishi. Pulatsa kept the mountain down and he went to attend nature's call. Now Pulatsa is thinking, I've been traveling for so long, I have not eaten anything. I am performing austerities, vrata. I have not eaten anything. I have not drank anything. So ये nature call आया कैसे? Why I had to go to restroom all of a sudden? But on whose arrangement is that? It is the arrangement of the Lord, arrangement of Govardhan. All of a sudden Pulatsa had to go to attend nature call and he kept Govardhan there. After that, Pulatsa came and tried to lift Govardhan. He could not move Govardhan. Govardhan became so heavy. And then Govardhan told, I told you one condition. You cannot pick me again if you put me down on the way. And Pulatsa understood this is all trick of Govardhan, that I had to go to nature's call. He became very angry and he cursed Govardhan. I curse you. Every day your size will be shrinking by the size of a mustard seed. So every day your size will be shrinking. So that was the pastime from Satya Yuga. And by the time Krishna came, Dwapar Yuga, this Govardhan has shrank significantly. And now, what is the height of Govardhan? If you go there in Vrindavan, what is the height of Govardhan? At the tallest point, what is the height? 80 feet. Okay, only 80 feet. But when Krishna was there, Govardhan's height was huge. When Krishna lifted Govardhan, it was touching the sky. It was going beyond the clouds. So Govardhan started shrinking. Now at that time, that was Satya Yuga. In between came Treta Yuga. So at the time of Treta Yuga, when Lord Ramachandra came, Ramachandra was at the shore of the ocean building the bridge to go to Lanka. So he engaged all the Vanaras to build a bridge. At that time, all the Vanaras, they were bringing some big boulders, big mountains to put in the ocean to quickly build that bridge. So Hanumanji was searching for some mountain. Let me bring one huge mountain and put in the ocean. Ek baar mein kaam khatam. So Hanuman went searching for the mountain. He saw this Govardhan hill. Hanuman said, this mountain is very wonderful, very beautiful. Let me take this Govardhan and put it in the ocean to cross the ocean. So Hanuman tried to lift that Govardhan. He is trying to lift the Govardhan. He is not budging. Then Hanumanji tried again. He is not budging, and Hanuman is thinking, I'm going to take it in the service of Lord Ramachandra. And then when Govardhan heard that, oh, he is going to take me in the service of Lord Ramachandra, Govardhan was getting ready to be moved. Immediately there was a siren. Hanuman, come back. Bridge has been completed. Hanuman, come back. So there is no more need to bring more stones, more boulders. So Hanuman left the Govardhan, and this Govardhan was thinking, oh, I was thinking to be used in the service of the Lord. Now when will I get that opportunity? Then the Lord told him in his heart that do not worry, in my next Leela I am going to come as Krishna and I will play on you. I will roam around you and you will get plenty of service. So the Govardhan is there from that time, who is waiting for Lord's arrival. Now Lord, because Govardhan is non-different from Lord, Krishna has made arrangement to stop Indra Puja and engage everybody in the worship of Govardhan. So when Krishna proposed all these various things, everybody is thinking, okay, that's okay, we will worship Govardhan also. Let's today worship Indra, tomorrow we will worship Govardhan also. And Krishna says, no, you don't have to worship Indra today. Whatever arrangement you have done, let's just shift it towards Govardhan and worship Govardhan. कल को दोबारा से पूरा arrangement करने की जरूरत नहीं है. There is no need to do all the arrangement again. Let's just worship. And everybody is mesmerized by Krishna's words. When Krishna starts speaking, everybody is saying, Nanda Baba say, yeah, let's do what Krishna says. So everybody stopped Indra Puja, and whatever paraphernalia was arranged, they said, let's all take to Govardhan and worship Govardhan. Krishna says, let's worship Govardhan, let's worship the Brahmanas, let's worship the cows, because they are our life and soul. Because of cow we get everything. We are Vaishyas, we are Gopal. And Govardhan is providing everything for us, and the Brahmanas, they perform the ritual. So let's worship Brahmanas, let's worship cows, let's worship Govardhan. And offer him big feast. And after that we should feed all that to the Brahmanas. So Krishna said, everybody decorate yourself nicely, let's all go to Govardhan. So everybody immediately, they made arrangement. They all brought everything to Govardhan. There was a big pile of rice. There is a big pile of laddus. Big pile of all other sweets. And there is like a pond of dal. So many different things are brought to worship Govardhan. And Krishna says, let's all circumambulate around Govardhan. And that is the first Govardhan Parikrama, which Krishna started the trend. Let's all do Parikrama of Govardhan. And everybody, all the Brajbasis, all the women, all the men, all the cows, all the boys, they are circumambulating around Govardhan, and they have composed beautiful songs. They are singing those songs. And some of the Brajbasis who are elderly, some of the elderly women who are little heavy also, they have put on a lot of weight. So they cannot walk. So bullock carts were brought. Keeping them on the bullock carts, they started doing the parikrama. So all these matas, what is described here, the elderly woman. We say, right, in India, elderly women generally they are overweight. Mostly you will see. Is that right or not? Now what is the reason of that? I have seen maximum women after a certain age, they are quite healthy, kind of overweight.
Most of the time they will be in the home only.
It's not really healthy, if that's your point. But the way I'm saying is they're heavy build, heavy weight, overweight. What is the reason?
Most of the time they will be in home only.
Most of the time they're home, but they do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right? They do a lot of work, but most of work is kind of sitting. And another reason is, जो भी बचा खुचा होता है वो सब उनके पेट में जाता है. बच्चों ने कुछ छोड़ दिया तो उनके पेट में, And at the another point is they make so many items at home, right? रबड़ी बनाना, खीर बनाना, ये बनाना, वो बनाना, और जब वो बनाते हैं इतना उबालते हैं दूध को, and all the pot around the pot is so much thick layer stuck around the pot. And mothers, they are so affectionate, they don't want to get anything wasted. तो पूरा सब निकाल के उसके बाद जो पूरा इतना इतना थिक मलाई सब तरफ लगा हुआ है, तो हाथ से ऐसे निकालेंगे उसको खा लेंगे. That is the reason they get so overweight, because they are eating so thick malais and rabadis. जितना भी बर्तन के इर्द गिर्द पूरा जमा हुआ है. So all these Brajavasi Matajis, they who were not able to walk comfortably, so bullock carts were arranged for them to do the parikrama. Somehow, okay, let's them at least do parikrama. So today also people go to do parikrama, Govardhan. Some people who cannot walk, there are many different means. But people have started using many wrong ways also. People do parikrama sitting in car. कार में बैठ के कारी परिक्रमा हो गया, कारी परिक्रमा उसको बोलते हैं, कारी परिक्रमा.
Auto is also
ऑटो इज देयर, ऑटो में बैठ के परिक्रमा करेंगे.
Regli also there.
So that is good. So when we go do parikrama of Govardhan, there is no point of doing parikrama sitting in car, sitting in auto rickshaw, because you are increasing pollution also. That Govardhan area, it's a sanctified area, right? It's a holy place, and we are creating so much pollution there. If somebody is not able to walk, there are other bullock cart type of, the ready type of facilities are also there. One can sit in that and they will take you around
Still we have
for
that
doing Govardhan Parikrama.
Still we have that Govardhan.
Yeah, as I said, the Govardhan is still there,
Lots
but
of
it's a,
shops and houses are around there.
yeah, it is much different than how it was there at time of Krishna, but it is there. See, another problem is many people go to Govardhan Parikrama. Everybody want to bring one rock from there. गिरिराज महाराज को हम अपने घर ले जाएं अपने साथ. Everybody want to take a Govardhan Shaligram Shila. Well, of course, Govardhan is anyway shrinking because of curse of Platsareshi, and you are taking rocks from there. So, no, big people think we want to take Govardhan with us there. But actually, we should not try to bring those rocks. Let Govardhan stay there. Otherwise, as the time passes, Govardhan become completely invisible. How will people go? How will people take benefit of doing Govardhan Parikrama?
Now what is the place of name actually?
Govardhan.
Govardhan.
Yeah, I mean, overall it's 30 miles, 30 kilometers from Nand, what do you call as Nandgaon. This is overall area of Vrindavan is 80 miles. Okay, different places. Gokul, Nandgaon, Vrindavan, Raval, Barsana, all those are around. It's a total area of like 80 miles. 80 कोस 80 कोस गोवर्धन 80 कोस ब्रज परिक्रमा उसको बोलते हैं 80 कोस की ब्रज परिक्रमा. So Govardhan is there. People go take darshan. People do parikrama. There is Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. That is part of Govardhan hill. Radha Kund, Shyam Kund is on Govardhan. And there is Mansi Ganga. And then the place where Krishna stood to lift up Govardhan. So we'll come to that point also. Where we were? So everybody is starting doing parikrama. So after parikrama, they offered obeisances to Govardhan. And now Govardhan assumed a big form. One person, one devata, as if one devata appeared out of Govardhan on top of Govardhan. Who is that? So Krishna himself, assuming that form of Govardhan, Krishna came and he started eating all the offerings of the devotees, whatever offerings have been offered there. So Krishna started eating. Govardhan started eating. And he ate all the offerings, and Krishna saying, Aniyor, 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 bring me more, bring me more, bring me more. So he ate all the offerings, and people are bringing, cooking, preparing more offerings and bringing. And somebody who is far away is not able to bring. He is just offering in the mind that I am offering this to Govardhan, and all of a sudden one hand comes from the window and take that offering and eats. So Govardhan expanded and he fulfilled the desire of everybody who is serving. And after eating, now Govardhan told, Krishna spoke, that now you all partake in this. You all accept the prasad. And some people are looking at Govardhan like, थोड़ा familiar लग रहा है, जाना पहचाना लग रहा है, पहले कहीं देखा लग रहा है. Doesn't look like our Krishna. उसका चेहरा हमारे कृष्णा जैसा नहीं लग रहा. So people are looking at the face of Govardhan and they are seeing that somebody has really appeared and accepting all the offerings. And then Govardhan, he spoke to Nanda Maharaj that you have served nicely, you have offered me nicely, I grant all your desires, you can ask me whatever you want. And Nanda Maharaj, what did he ask? If you perform a yajna, if Yajnapati comes personally and tells you, I am very happy with you, I have accepted all your offering, you ask me anything, whatever you desire, what will you ask? एक बंगला देही, एक कार देही, give me some bangla, give me some car, give me this, give me that. Nanda Maharaj, because his whole consciousness is so much absorbed in Krishna and Balram, Nanda Maharaj said, all my desire is let Krishna and Balram be always happy. Let them always be happy. And then Govardhan told Nanda Maharaj, because you have stopped the worship of Indra, Indra is going to be very angry. He may try to harm the Braja, but do not be afraid. Krishna will protect the whole Brajavasis. Krishna is going to lift me as an umbrella and Krishna will protect everybody. Who is speaking? Krishna himself is speaking to Nanda Maharaj in that way. Now what overall Krishna has done here? Let's look from the other angle. Krishna has done all that to break the pride of Indra. Indra has become very proud. So Indra is sitting in his Amaravati, which is the capital city of Swarga. Indra sitting on his Singhasan. He is being served by many people. Lot of people are serving him. Lot of Apsaras are dancing for his pleasure. And a lot of other Devatas, subordinates of Indra, they are glorifying. Indra, you are this, you are that, you are the controller of everything. Yay, yay, Indra, yay, you are everything. And Indra has become so puffed up and so proud. Indra started thinking, yes, this world is running because of me. मेरी वजह से पूरा संसार चल रहा है. मैं सब देवताओं का अधिपति हूँ. कि अगर मैं बारिश नहीं करूंगा तो कुछ नहीं चल सकता. Indra got so proud in the heart. He started thinking himself as the controller. And he became attached to his power, his position. Our acharyas say, attachment in this material world means attachment to suffering. Note down this one sentence. Attachment to anything in this material world means attachment to suffering. People get attached to many different things in this world. People get attached to people, other people, which causes suffering. Because when you start developing some expectation from somebody and your expectations are not fulfilled, it leads to misery. People get attached to possessions. जमीन के साथ attachment, अपने बैंक बैलेंस के साथ attachment, अपने फोन के साथ attachment, लैपटॉप के साथ attachment. People get so crazy, fanatic about my phone, my laptop, my this, my that. People get attached to possession, which is suffering. People get attached to their idea sometimes, their thought process. What I think, what I propose is the best. If others agree with my proposal, then he is good. If somebody is not agreeing with the proposal, then problem. Right? People have their conceptions. Oh, this is how it should be. This is how it should be. And then people got attached to Jai Ho, Aapki Jai Ho, name and fame. When people are glorifying, then they are very happy. If somebody doesn't glorify, then problem. Just imagine, Tattva Sima Prabhu is sitting there, his son comes every day and he pays respect to his father. Right? He does obeisances. one day he does come, ignores him completely and goes by. What will happen? अरे रोज तो आता था, प्रणाम करता था, आज क्या हुआ इसको? आज ऐसे ही चला गया सूखा सूखा. He has just gone by without doing obeisances. Because the attachment is there. This has been happening, it should continue like that. So people get attached to this name and fame, their glorification, hearing. If it doesn't happen, then anger comes. So Krishna saw that Indra has become very proud of his position, and Krishna does not like the tinge of pride in his devotee's heart. Indra is also a devotee. And Krishna says, I come in this material world to protect my devotees. Right? I come to protect Indra. Whenever Indra is in danger, I come to protect. Itecha anshah kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridhyanti Yuge Yuge. I come yuga after yuga to protect Indra. Krishna is saying. So Indra is a devotee and Krishna is saying, my devotee, he has got so much pride in the heart, I need to break his pride. I need to cure him. When somebody get a disease, you want to remove the disease. If you get a big fuss on your hand, and your father is thinking, oh, my son has got a big fuss on his hand, फोड़ा हो गया बहुत सारा बड़ा, अभी इसको काटना पड़ेगा. तो फादर बोलता है, well, I need to take you to the hospital and get this big pimple cut off. And the son may say, are you crazy? Are you my father or some cruel person? You want to get my hand cut? But father is thinking of his benefit. Because you are in disease condition, it will spread otherwise. It will cause more harm. I need to cure you. So same way, Krishna is thinking, my devotee, he has got this pride in the heart which will be cause of his destruction. I want to cure him. I want to give him medicine. And when Krishna gives medicine, sometimes that medicine is very bitter. So, Krishna wanted to give this medicine to Indra and to break his pride. That's how Krishna planned. To rouse the anger of Indra. So when this whole yajna is performed, Indra is sitting there, his spies, right? They saw what is happening. Brajbasis, they are not doing worship for Indra, they are worshipping of a rock, a mountain. They made a rock as a star. So Govardhan became a rock star. So they made this mountain as a star for the day they stopped the worship of Indra. They are worshipping this Govardhan. We have to go and give the news to Indra. They came to Indra. Indra is asking, oh, my dear friends, you have come. What is the news? What is happening in Vrindavan? Is the yajna being performed? Yes, yajna is being performed. Very nice, wonderful yajna is being performed. Were there offerings? Yes, many offerings. But where are the offerings? It has not reached anything. Kahan hai wo doodh, malai, sandesh, rasgulle, makhan, kahan hai sab? Every Indra got used to eating all that, right? Nice milk products from Braja, very tasty. Now this time it did not arrive. Indra is thinking, where is all those offerings? Yajna is done, but no offering has come. Then they told, my lord, sorry, the yajna was performed, but not for you. They came in the talks of some small boy and they performed yajna for a mountain. Which small boy? There is a one blackish complexion boy. His name is Krishna. And Krishna stopped your worship and they worshipped. He asked to worship a mountain. So everybody worshipped that mountain and they did not offer you anything. So no offering has come to you. And as Indra heard this, he was filled with anger. Indra's position was what Krishna did. Indra was sitting on his सिंहासन, बड़े आराम से बैठा था. कृष्णा ने आके जैसे एकदम से कोई आगे किसी को सुई चुभो दे. What will happen to that person? So he jumped out of his seat. What? It's just like somebody is sitting on the king is sitting on the seat, his asan, his singhasan, and you come with a nice garland A very beautiful garland. You are moving towards the king. And king is thinking this person is coming. He's going to offer this garland to me. And you come very close to the king. And rather than offering the garland to the king, you offer the garland to the person as a servant who is standing next to the king. And what will be the situation of the king? Oh, this person is not respecting me. He is respecting something ordinary. And Indra, when he heard, they did not worship me. They worshipped a mountain. Indra was very angry. And he started speaking negative, speaking ill about Krishna. That this Krishna, he is a very talkative child. A small talkative child, and he has polluted the consciousness of these Brajbasis. All the Brajbasis have come in their talk. I'm going to teach them lesson. And he started saying, Aho Shrimada Mahatmayam Gopanam Kananoksam Krishna Mrityupashritya Ye Chakru Deva Helanam. So he is saying all these Brajbasis, they have become very proud. I am giving them everything, but they have become very proud because of all their opulences. And they have done my avhelana. They have ignored me. Deva avhelanam. They have come into talks of Krishna. They have taken shelter of this small boy Krishna. Krishna Mrityupashritam, who is an ordinary child. Krishna Mrityupashritam. He has forgot what is Krishna. Who is Krishna? When Krishna was in the womb of Devaki, everybody came to offer prayers to Krishna in the womb. And when Krishna was killing all these demons, they all will come and shower flowers. Now, all of a sudden, when the anger has come, anger has completely taken away the intelligence of Indra. Because of his pride, he is completely blinded now. He forgot who Krishna is. They have heard the talks of small boy Krishna. Rather than worshipping me, they are worshipping mountain. They have taken shelter of this ordinary boy. I am going to teach them lesson. What lesson I am going to teach them? I am going to destroy everything. They don't know my power. I am going to destroy the whole Vrindavan. I am going to destroy all the cowherd boys. I am going to destroy all the cows, and I am going to destroy Krishna. Just look at that. Mind. How the mind tricks. When the desires are not fulfilled, mind proposes many different things. It brings that wrath. And then the mind again triggers to the senses. Mind triggers to the tongue. And then tongue emits fire. जब क्रोध आता है तो क्या होता है? सब भूल जाते हैं. किसी के ऊपर क्रोध आया तो बड़ा छोटे का लिहाज भी भूल जाते हैं, right? We forget that elderly person, that's a superior person, and somebody start just blaspheming. अरे तुम ऐसे हो, तुम्हें ये नहीं पता, तुम्हें वो नहीं पता, तुम ऐसा करते हो, हमेशा मेरे साथ ही ऐसा करते हो. They forget the position of the person in the front, how superior that person is. Has somebody experienced that? They blaspheme at their mother, father also. उनको भी पूरा गालियां गलौज कर देते हैं. That's what Indra is doing now. Indra forgot Krishna is my father. मैं अपने बाप के बारे में बोल रहा हूं. Krishna Mrityupashritam. He is an ordinary boy and they are taking shelter of Krishna. I am going to destroy everything. And then again Indra says, Bachalam balishum stabdam aghyam panditam maninam Krishnam mrityupashritya gopa me chakrupriyam. For the gopas he has become very dear. Krishna Mrityupashritam. Again Indra is speaking same words. Krishna is an ordinary boy and all the gopas, they are taking shelter of Krishna. He is a very talkative small boy. Vachalam balisham. He thinks he is very intelligent. He is speaking like a very learned person. Panditam maninam. अपने आप को बड़ा पंडित समझता है, बड़ा ज्ञानी समझता है. So I'm going to teach him lesson. Now, what kind of God that be who becomes like that? He forgets his real position, that I am the servant of the Lord actually. Indra forgot that position. I am the servant of the Lord. I am to serve him. But he started thinking himself as the controller. See, in the Supreme Lord, there is nothing of these qualities of anger, lust, greed in the Supreme Lord. And these things are missing in the spiritual world. Once everybody want to find out who the Lord is, right? Who is the Supreme Lord? परम भगवान कौन है? ये त्रिमूर्ति हैं, ब्रह्मा, विष्णु, महेश. But who is the Supreme Lord? So they appointed Bhrigu Muni to test all three of them and to figure out who out of them is greatest. Bhrigu Muni, he went to Brahmaji first. Brahma is father of Bhrigu Muni. अभी जो मैंने पहले एग्जांपल दिया तत्वसिंह प्रभु के बारे में, so that is actually from this example. So Brahma is used to of receiving obeisances from his children. All these sons of Brahma, they will come, they will pay obeisances to Brahma, Bhrigu Muni and everything. So this day Bhrigu came for another purpose, to test. So Bhrigu Muni came in front of Brahmaji, did not offer obeisances. And Brahmaji is thinking, अरे क्या हुआ इसको, पहले तो आके प्रणाम करता था, आज प्रणाम भी नहीं किया. Brahma did not say anything, but he was feeling that. He was hurt inside, and inside his mind he was having that anger. He did not respect me today. And Bhrigu Muni understood. From his eyes he was able to see that he has got insulted. He has got anger. Bhrigu Muni said, he got anger, he cannot be supreme. And then he left that place and came to Shiva. Who is Shiva? Brother of Bhrigu. So he came to Shiva. Shiva thought, my brother has come. Let me go greet him, give him a embrace, hug him. So Shiva came and tried to embrace Bhrigu Muni. Bhrigu Muni stopped. Hey, wait, hold on. नहाया धोया भी है कि नहीं? कि सिर्फ भस्म चला के अपने शरीर पर लगा के काम चला रहे हो? Stay away from me. Earlier with Brahma, he insulted Brahma mentally. Shiva, he insulted verbally. And Shiva also got very angry. He, छोटा भाई है, क्या बोल रहा है? He is insulting me. And Shiva ran behind Bhrigu with his Trishul to punish him. And somehow Parvati Devi stopped him. अरे भाई है आपका, छोड़ो, देवर जी को छोड़ दो, कोई बात नहीं, चलो जाने दो, गलती हो जाती है. But Shiva also got anger. So Bhrigu saw he cannot be supreme, he cannot be the topmost. Then Bhrigu came to Vaikuntha. He came in front of Lord Vishnu. Now as soon as he came in front of Lord Vishnu, he kicked in the chest of Lord Vishnu. पहले mental offense, second time verbal offense, third time physical offense. So he kicked the chest of Lord Vishnu, and after that he thought, oh, I have committed a big offense and Lord Vishnu must be very angry at me. He may punish me. But to his surprise, Lord Vishnu, he told, my dear Bhrigu, my chest is so hard like a stone and your feet are so soft. By kicking on my chest, your foot must have hurt. Let me massage on your foot. And Bhrigu, as he heard this, अरे मैंने तो physically commit किया violence, physically offense किया, and he is not angry at all. He must be the supreme. There is complete absence of anger. So that is the position of the Supreme Lord, where all these material negative qualities, anger, lust, greed, are completely absent. And Indra, is he the supreme? He started thinking himself as supreme. But he was filled with anger. And Lord want to break down the pride. He does not like the pride in the heart of his devotee. He likes the simplicity of heart. Danya priyatvat, abhimana dveshitvat. Lord likes the simplicity of heart. He does not like abhiman, pride in the heart of his devotee. So he wanted to teach him lesson. What is the task of the Lord? What does Lord do? One time one king had this question. भगवान कहाँ रहता है, कैसे मिलेगा और करता क्या है भगवान? He asked all the scholarly persons in his kingdom. If somebody give me the answer of this, I will give them big reward. भगवान कहाँ रहता है, कहाँ मिलेगा और क्या करता है. And nobody, actually all these big scholars, they could not answer his question to his satisfaction. He will argue and he will not be satisfied. One day the king was going on his horse, on his chariot, and from other side there was one great sage coming, one sadhu coming. And king saw that sage coming to his city. He stopped. Looks like you are a good sadhu, big sadhu. I have a question for you. And he said, I just met you on the way. पहले ही क्वेश्चन पूछना शुरू कर दिया. पहले थोड़ा सेवा करो, कुछ रहने का जगह दो, कुछ रहने का प्रबंध करो. Then I will answer your question also. So the king arranged for his residence in his garden. He said, okay, you stay here. Made a nice hut there. So now answer my question. He said, okay, I will answer your question. So make arrangement. Let everybody assemble. आपके क्वेश्चन का आंसर देना है तो पूरी सभा बुलाओ, सभी सुनेंगे, सभी को बेनिफिट मिलना चाहिए. Everybody should get the benefit. So king said, yeah, that's good. So let me assemble everybody. So सबको invitation भेजा गया. All the neighborly kingdoms also, you all come, and this sage is going to have a big discourse. We are going to get this answer. So announce everything. अभी कुछ समय तो लगेगा. So the sage is staying there happily. He is staying in that garden doing his bhajan. He will go to walk. And one day, the sage was walking. He went to the forest. He went to one field, khet. One poor farmer. He was doing his job in the farm. So the sage met him. The humble farmer. He paid obeisances to the sage. Gave him respect. And the sage said, "मेरा एक काम करोगे?" The sage, the sadhu, told, "Will you do something for me?" The farmer said, yeah, please tell me, what can I do for you? I will tell you on time. जरूरत आने पर, समय आने पर, I will let you know. So this farmer, he is every day now. The sage is coming and talking to the farmer. This farmer accepted sage as his guru. आप मेरे गुरुजी हैं. आप जो बोलेंगे मैं करूँगा. So now when the final day has come, the king has done the arrangement. Now sage is going to tell the answer to his question. So day before, the sage came to the farmer. So now the time has come. You need to do me some favor. अच्छा बताइए क्या करना है? Tell me what can I do for you? करना कुछ नहीं है, बस अपने कपड़े मुझे दे दो, मेरे कपड़े तुम पहन लेना. I will go as you, as a farmer, and you come as a sage. The farmer said, oh, if the king recognizes, don't worry, king will not recognize. I'm going to tell the king, I'm going to give the answer as a farmer. You don't have to say anything. Because the farmer was thinking, I will go as a sage, then I have to answer the question. But the sage said, no, you don't have to answer the question. I will tell. So you just tell the farmer, you just tell the king, यार ये तो बहुत ही सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, बड़ा आसान क्वेश्चन है, मेरा ये चेला ये भी आंसर दे देगा तुम्हारे क्वेश्चन का. So then I will answer as a farmer, because I will go as a farmer. So the farmer agreed. So on the day, now the sage came with his disciple, that farmer. The king said, now, okay, give the answer of my question. Sage said, the sage, the farmer who was in the dress of a sage, said, अरे आपका क्वेश्चन तो बड़ा ही साधारण सा क्वेश्चन है, बड़ा सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, मेरा ये चेला भी दे सकता है आपके क्वेश्चन का आंसर. So let him answer your question. The king said, okay, let him answer. मुझे तो आंसर चाहिए. So the sage who was dressed as a farmer, he came in front of the king. एक काम करो, दूध का प्याला मंगा लो. Bring one bowl of milk, then I will answer your question. King ordered. One nice bowl of milk came. Now the farmer, he is holding that bowl of milk and he started putting his finger and starting stirring it. Some time passed by. The king is saying, what are you doing? Answer my question. I am answering your question. I have heard there is butter in the milk. I am trying to find that butter. Where is that butter in the milk? मैंने सुना कि दूध के अंदर मक्खन रहता है, तो मैं मक्खन निकालने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. And the king said, yes, everybody know there is butter in the milk. But there is a process how to find the butter out of milk, how to get the butter out of the milk. You have to boil the milk, you have to make the dahi out of the milk, then you churn the dahi, then the makhan will come out. There is a process. Farmer said, That is the answer to your first question. God is everywhere. भगवान तो सब जगह है. भगवान को पाया कैसे जा सकता है? भगवान को पाने के लिए कुछ करना पड़ेगा. भगवान सब जगह है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि अच्छा मैं आंखें उठा के देखूं कहां है भगवान दिखाओ. To find God you have to do something. There is a process of sadhana. अपने आप को जमाना पड़ेगा, अपने आप को तपाना पड़ेगा साधना में, फिर अपने आप को जमाना पड़ेगा, फिर अपने आप को मथना पड़ेगा. Then you can get that realization. Then you can understand the Lord. So that is answer to your first question. The king said, ये तो बड़ा अच्छा आंसर है. Nobody gave that kind of answer earlier. तो ओके ठीक है. अब भगवान करता क्या है? What does God do? The sage said, see, the farmer, that I am answering your question. So I am like in the position of a guru. You are in the position of a disciple. You are sitting on a big throne. I am standing here in front. ये क्या system है? You get down from your seat. Let me come to your seat. Then I will answer your question. That is appropriate. गुरु को ऊंची जगह पर बिठाओ, फिर उसके सामने नम्रता पूर्वक खड़े होकर क्वेश्चन पूछो. Ask with humility. Then I will answer your question. King said, "Acha." He got up from his seat, started walking down. This farmer started going up. As they meet in the middle, King is giving angry look, holding onto his sword, putting his hand on the sword. अच्छा बच्चों अभी तो बड़ा उसमें वो क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे दो, नीचे फिर बताता हूँ. So he came down. The farmer went and sat on the Singhasan. Okay, now please answer my question. What does God do? यही तो भगवान करता है. जो अहंकारी लोग हैं उनको नीचे उतार देता है, जो सिंपल लोग हैं भगवान उनको ऊपर चढ़ा देता है. That is the daily task of God. To bring down people who are filled with pride and to uplift people who are simple hearted. So why I am telling this story? That is what Krishna is going to do with Indra. Because Indra got proud in the heart. I am the controller of everything. I am the supreme Lord. Because of me everything is happening. And Krishna want to bring him down. Okay? You think you are the controller? Let me show you something. So Krishna did hold this Leela to break the pride of Indra. That whole Govardhan Leela. And after that, what did Indra do? We'll discuss it next time. Part 2.